Welcome back, guys, to a brand new video. Now today we are going to be going through the brand new Community Crunch 306 for ARK Survival Evolved. Now there has been obviously some big changes with the game. PC just recently had a very big update. I don't know about you guys, but it was like an update of 1.5 gigabytes, but then had to patch like 196 in total, which was absolutely crazy. Obviously some big changes that we're going to be going through in the Community Crunch 306. Console players, all of this will be happening for you as well, and Wildcard do mention this in the information today. Now, as always, if you do get all the information you need to know, smash that like button. It really does support the channel. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and let's just get into today's video. So, Community Crunch 306. Now, what I do want to mention as well is I'm going to be going through the PC patch notes after we go through the crunch, just because I feel like, just in case you missed it, or console players, if you want to see what's to come, because there's huge map fixes. So, Evo event, Hexagon exchange upgrades, and more. So, greetings survivors, we hope you don't have weekend plans yet. This was obviously on Friday, because we're kicking off the weekend with an Evo event. See below the event details. Now, this is finishing today, obviously the 7th, but I still feel like there'll be a few more, but the next big Evo event will be for the Easter event, which I think is Excellent Adventure number 7. I think it's crazy to think that. And then, yeah, so the first bit of information is the Lost Island transfers on March 18th. This is obviously, I think, a Friday. We'll be enabling full server transfers onto Lost Island on our official servers across all platforms. So you won't have to worry at all about, it starting on PC first and Xbox later. It's going to be all platforms. Once enabled, players will be able to download items and creatures onto the map without restriction. So this weekend, all I'm going to say, well, not this weekend, but the weekend, Friday the 18th of March, I'm going to say good luck to everyone. That's all I'm going to say, because I know it's always a crazy time when transfers get enabled on the new maps. As always, as I explain in videos, if you ever wonder when transfers are going to happen when a new map comes out, because obviously there's still one more free map coming out for ARK before the end, is it usually takes 3 to 4 months afterwards until transfers are enabled, and that's obviously what's happening with the Lost Island now. So, here we go, event cosmetics. We know you folks enjoy your event cosmetics, so as we enter into our last year of events on ARK 1, we'll be adding the associated cosmetics to to the Hexagon exchange once each event ends. Speaking of, we've just added the Love Evolved cosmetics to the Hexagon exchange this week. All of the event content will be added to the PC game at the end of the year's cycle of events, so they can be opted into for our PC unofficial server owners and players. Our console players will be able to grab all event cosmetics from the Hex store as well. So, when I read through that, it's always interesting, isn't it? So as we enter our last year of events on ARK 1. Now, for me, I have this feeling now that there's going to be every single event from what we know happening this year on ARK. We probably won't see ARK 2 now until early 2023. Now, as I've mentioned in the past before, Wildcard always need to make some form of money for the year for the company. In the past, they've, done DLCs. Last year was was Genesis Part 2, then it was Genesis Part 1. So Wildcard do need something like that. That's why I believe that ARK 2 will be on sale early 2023. Because, the Winter Wonderland Christmas event, which I think will be number 6 or 7, this year, that will obviously needs to happen in December. So if all events are going to be happening, then I think that pretty much looks like we won't get ARK 2 until after Christmas. I think it would be a bit strange if they do that, just because, a lot of games tend to release their games around Christmas time, like new ones, just because that's when big profits will be happening, because people will be asking for the game for Christmas. So it could still happen, and then we get the first Christmas event on ARK 2. I don't really know, but, Wildcard do their big Extra Life live stream, like charity stream, every single November, which you guys know, when we reach certain targets of raising money, they give us big information on upcoming content. So I think that's probably where we'll be getting the release date. I hope we get it a little bit earlier this year, but considering the Fjord map is coming out, the Viking map June 2022, and then obviously after those, the next few months after that, they'll be focusing on bugs and everything. I just don't know. I just can't really see ARK 2 coming till early 2023 now, but it's still something to look forward to. It's annoying we're not going to be getting it. The one very strange thing is 2022 is meant to obviously be the year of the animated series as well. So you'd expect that to come first before Arc 2, and then I suppose maybe considering on how well that does, it could lead up to the release of Arc 2 afterwards. But I really want some news on that, because considering, you know, we've had a trailer back in 2020 and we haven't had any other information on it, and it's meant to be coming out this year, is very strange, but hopefully very, very soon we will get that. Now, this is the Evo event, which finishes today, and it's just the standard ×2 on official servers, and then obviously 4.5 on small tribes, 5 on Ark Apocalypse, and 6 on classic servers. They also have the community corner, which you guys know they've like changed up a lot recently, and it is really, really awesome. The upgrades that's happened to it. You know, this is the community stories. You know, normally in a video I'd like to read through something like this, but I know a lot of people come to the videos for the news. So if you do want to pause the video right now on the screen and read, then I'll leave it here just for like just now if you want to pause it and read some of the stories, because they are really, really awesome. And I do want to put together one for myself of one of my favorite stories. I always feel like some of the best ones for me came in the early access days, but yeah, still got some really awesome ones that have happened over the last few years. So, clips and videos, you guys know, you know, that they put like YouTube, content creators and all things like that here. Obviously, check out the amazing storytelling and strategy behind the setting up a heist on a hard and popular unofficial ARK server, which is really nice. We got the fan art of the week, which Vino, I actually follow Vino on Twitter, really awesome YouTuber, and also like, you know, artwork. And I mean, look at that Maywing stealing eggs from the Wyvern there. And what I like to mention that Wildcard did on the upgrades to the community stuff is just this rebrand. You know, you got the logo over here, Community Crunch 306, with like, it's all dated as well now, so you can know what time of the year it happened in Ark and what time the part of the journey it made its way into. Then we got some other really awesome fan art here involved. We've got Ferox, loads of other awesome stuff. And then there's an aberration themed journal here too. So shout out to the creators there. A few more, as you guys can see, and as always I mentioned, if you ever want to if you're someone that creates artwork for Ark, or you know, just has anything fan created or something, you can submit it to the Discord, the big Ark Discord, or you can obviously use the hashtag PlayArk and stuff on Twitter and post your artwork there, and it can always have a chance to make it to this. They also use their in-game, if you're not someone that creates art, you can also use the in-game screenshots, which again is really, really nice. Some of these are always my favorite ones because they look so awesome. And then obviously one here from Natural Causes, who's an up-and-coming YouTuber right now, who's just doing really well with 100 days. And I like this of the Maywing here. So obviously make sure to go check out Natural Causes if you haven't already. See you next week, Studio Wildcard. So the main things to be thinking about right now in the community, guys, is every single event that does happen, the cosmetics are going to be put in the Hexagon Exchange. And this will happen on console too, so don't worry about that, because I know sometimes console players worry they're not going to get some form of content that the PC does get. Lost Island transfers will be happening on March 18th, Friday, March 18th, for all platforms at the same time. Well, when I say the same time, it may happen like at a different point for PC. PC sometimes might get it a little bit earlier, then maybe like usually like 4 hours later, console gets it. So again, good luck to everyone getting involved with that on the weekend of the 18th. And yes, that's pretty much the main stuff from the crunch to go through. This was the most recent PC patch notes for the giant update. I don't even know what it's going to be for console at the moment. I really don't. But as soon as Wildcard give us some news of when that's going to be released, I'll let you guys know. So the first part of the patch notes was just talking through the end of Ark 1 and how the Hexagon store is going to work. Then they just mentioned over 70 fixes related to mesh holes and foliage across all maps. Again, this is why it was such a big update, because there was 70 fixes across all maps. So yeah, it could mean like maybe 7 fixes for each map if that works out, because I think there's 10 Ark maps right at the moment, 11 including the new one that comes out in June. And then fixed an issue where the King Dinopithecus trophies disappeared on session restart, disabled various boss trophies from being able to be transferred to prevent them from disappearing, and fixed a bug with fishing from a canoe, and also fixed an exploit. Now, I know a lot of people wanted more in-depth patch notes, you know, talking about the 70 fixes, but when it's related to exploits and mesh holes and stuff, Wildcard tend to stay quite quiet because they don't really want to talk about their main areas of where there's been problems and stuff, just because if people could find out more about that, then there'd be more problems and more massive updates, and it's just not nice when that has to happen. But yeah, that was the full patch notes. On console, I can't remember what the last update is. We can just quickly double check now. They've had the same, the last big update was the Love Evolved one. So the next large patch, I don't know when it's coming, as I mentioned, but hopefully soon. So I hope you guys are all up to date what's going on with the ARK community right now. It's kind of a crazy thing when we really talk about, how this is, they've definitely mentioned to this is the last year of ARK 1. We've got to make the most of it, enjoy it while we can, because the only thing I'm feeling a little bit worried about for the second game, don't worry, I'm going to be making much more videos to talk with you guys through ARK 2 throughout the year, but one thing I did want to mention is the only thing I'm nervous about is, one, when the game's released, is it going to be, we all play ARK for a reason, right? And it's all because it's a very addictive game. We love the idea behind it. So I hope they don't change the multiplayer experience too much, because I think it would be a really messy time if some players were, didn't really like ARK 2, going back to ARK 1, bouncing between them both, just causes, because I felt like with like COD, when they did Warzone and they kept that going, and, and then they sort of tried releasing new ones that weren't as good, and more people going back to Warzone. I just think it makes it really messy. So I really hope that with ARK, the second game is a success. They just give us an upgraded version, from what we had before, add in some new content for us to enjoy. And the other worry is the fact that obviously it's not coming to PlayStation straight away. It's a Xbox exclusive, and it's coming to PC as well. I think it'll be a great launch. I always find it frustrating. I mentioned it when there has to be exclusives on different consoles. Sometimes there's so many games on PlayStation that I wanted to play. Like, I still haven't been able to play the new Spider-Man on the remastered one, because I only have a PS4 at the moment. I don't know. It's frustrating, but hopefully, because I've always mainly been an Xbox player. It's just the console I've had ever since I was really, really young, so I've always just kept going with that, and obviously PC. So I hope that it's not too much of a divide with the community when the second game comes out. I'm sure lots of players will be getting a PC or an Xbox so they can play it on launch, because we're hoping it's going to be a great, great game. But let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, guys. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're new around here so you do not miss out on all of your ARK content, because you guys know as soon as we get the news, it comes straight to the channel. See you guys in my next video.